The officer's voice sliced through the hallway like a blade. Edward Miles stood still, his hand resting on a folder, eyes level with the man. His pressed uniform bore quiet medals, but the faded patches didn't shine like they used to. People looked, whispered. No one stepped in. "You think anyone here will listen to you?" the officer laughed. Edward didn't flinch. "Your boss does." The room stilled. But no one moved. A gavel slammed beyond the door. Edward reached into his coat pocket, but paused. Earlier that morning, Edward had waited outside courtroom 2B. He stood there for 20 minutes, invisible. Inside, a zoning dispute hearing was taking place, one that involved a policy he'd personally approved years ago during his time on the Veterans Affairs Commission. But now, to them, he was just a worn-out black man with a dusty badge and too much to say. The bailiff waved others in. When Edward stepped forward, the man blocked him. "You're not on the list. Move." A young paralegal knocked the folder from Edward's hand. His medals spilled across the floor. The room laughed. No one saw him bend down, fingertips brushing one medal, the one with his son's name etched behind it. The courtroom buzzed with side conversations when Edward finally entered. The judge glanced up, irritated. Who let him in again? Edward stepped to the center, placed a single document on the podium, and said, "I'm not here to disrupt. I'm here to correct." Someone in the back gasped. From the gallery, a military aide rose and said, "General Harlan is waiting for his advisor to speak." Murmurs turned into stunned silence. Edward didn't look back. He just added, "That budget you're fighting over? I signed it." A long silence stretched. The judge swallowed. The officer from before stepped back. Someone offered him a chair. He didn't take it. In the hallway, the same officer stood, unable to meet Edward's gaze. A young soldier saluted Edward as he passed. People watched, unsure whether to speak or apologize. But Edward said nothing. He picked up the medal that had been kicked across the floor and pinned it back on. Flashbacks flickered, his son's funeral, the long nights in D.C., the decisions no one thanked him for. At the end of the corridor, General Harlan stood waiting. Edward nodded once. And they walked side by side into the light. He left the courtroom without raising his voice, but everything had changed. The laughter had stopped. The whispers had turned into stunned silence. His chair remained empty. The medal shone again, but not because of polish. No one touched the document he had left behind, but every eye stayed on it. He didn't need a podium. He didn't need permission. He didn't need revenge. Edward Miles just walked away. But silence followed him like a flag raised high. Edward Miles didn't walk away to prove them wrong, he walked away because he had nothing left to prove. In a world quick to judge by appearance, his silence echoed louder than 1,000 speeches. The courtroom may have mocked a man they saw as forgotten, but they forgot one thing: true service never retires. And sometimes, dignity isn't spoken, it's carried. If Edward's quiet strength moved you, take a moment to share your thoughts below, subscribe for more stories that reveal what lies beneath the surface, and remember, respect doesn't come from rank, but from the choices we make when no one's watching.